Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling river, there lived a man named Thomas. He was a carpenter by trade, crafting beautiful furniture and toys from wood with his calloused hands. Thomas was known throughout the village for his kind heart and quiet ways. He preferred the company of his creations and the whispering trees to the chatter of people. He lived alone in a small cottage at the edge of the whispering wood. His only companion was a loyal golden retriever named Max. Months passed, and Thomas and Max continued their peaceful life by the river. Thomas buried him under the big oak tree near the river, the place they both loved. Out stepped Daniel, the traveler from the stormy night. He was now working with an organization that helped old men and homeless animals. Remembering Thomas's kindness, he had returned. He hugged the little pup, his heart overflowing with gratitude. "Welcome home," he whispered. The hole in Thomas's heart seemed to grow with each passing day. He walked to the river every morning, as if expecting to see Max chasing butterflies or barking at the wind. But all he saw was the swirling water and the rustling leaves. Max, however, began to grow weak. His once vibrant fur turned dull, and his eyes, usually bright with mischief, grew tired. Thomas, with a heavy heart, understood that his beloved companion was aging. He lavished Max with love and care, but there was little he could do. They'd walk together to the river, where Thomas would collect water and feed it to his plants. He got up, his heart pounding, and went to see who was out in such bad weather. The traveler, touched by the dog's gesture, smiled faintly. From the carriage jumped a young, playful pup, tail wagging and full of energy. "No dog could ever replace Max," Daniel said. "But maybe this one can help fill the silence." This time with a new friend beside him and old memories still in his heart. They chased butterflies and splashed in the shallows, their laughter echoing in the valley. Max might have been gone, but the love they shared continued to flow like the river, connecting past, present, and future. He introduced himself as Daniel and thanked Thomas for his kindness. "You've not only given me shelter from the storm, but also reminded me of the goodness that still exists in this world. I won't forget this," he said, his voice hoarse with emotion. When he opened the door, he found a drenched traveler shivering in the wind and rain. Without hesitation, Thomas welcomed him in. He offered him dry clothes, a place by the fire, and a bowl of warm soup. Max, with his tail wagging like a metronome, would chase butterflies and bark playfully at the wind. In the evenings, they'd sit by the fire, sharing silence and finding comfort in each other's company. Thomas would stroke Max's fur, its warmth grounding him in the present, chasing away any lingering loneliness. Max had been with Thomas for over 10 years, ever since he was a small puppy. He was more than just a pet to Thomas. He was family. They shared a bond that went beyond words, a connection that had deepened with each passing year. Every morning when the sun peeked through the trees, Thomas and Max would leave the cottage. One stormy night, as rain poured and thunder rolled, Thomas was awakened from his sleep by frantic knocking on his door. Max, who was usually wary of strangers, wagged his tail and curled up beside the guest, licking his hand as if sensing his sadness. After the storm, when the sun shone again, Daniel continued his journey, promising to return someday. Then one morning, Max didn't wake up. One sunny afternoon, a large carriage arrived in the village. "I remember you," Thomas said, a hint of sadness in his voice. Daniel understood. Thomas knelt down, his eyes welling up, and from that day on, Thomas walked to the river again. The end.